I thought the Jay-Z freestyle was dope, but now after listening to it and analyzing it, it's even way deeper than I thought. So in this video, we're going to go decode his lyrics. Now, the last video I did, a lot of people were complaining that I wasn't explaining what he was saying, or some people was even saying, you're just smiling at it. You probably don't even understand what he's saying. It probably went over your head. Well, the thing about it is, I came up in the era where we appreciated the music in real time instead of trying to decipher everything right there on the spot and deciding whether or not it's good right there on the spot. And the thing about Jay-Z's music is throughout the years, you start understanding the references of his years later. Like, it's stuff that he said on Reasonable Doubt that even to this day, you'd be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So for the people that didn't get a lot of what he was saying, I understand that might have went over y'all heads. So I've listened to it a couple times. I've seen certain people express what they think some of the lyrics are. I'm going to tell y'all what I think he's saying in these lyrics, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it.
Hattie's turning 100. If she would have transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them. Every one of them playing these silly games. That 1-800 ambulance chaser would have wished one came.
Now, Hattie's turning 100. If she would have transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them. Hattie is his grandmother, who he just had a 100th birthday celebration in September of last year, and he often references her, in his music. Banana pudding was in the hood, and that was his grandmother's banana pudding. I never knew her name was Hattie. Okay, apparently I ain't that deep into the atmosphere, but so he's basically just saying if she would have transitioned, if she would have passed away while I had these false allegations on my name, I would have hunted them. Now, I actually did a video covering this, so I think it was like last year, even actually a couple years ago when the whole Diddy trial was going on. Wow, it's been 2 years now. That's crazy. This Jane Doe came out of nowhere and said that Jay-Z and Diddy did something to her. I'm sorry, I can't even say it without laughing and coughing. Did something to her illegal, and she was underage at the after party of the MTV Awards in 1998. She claims that she was, I think, 13 years old at the time, and somehow traveled from one side of New York to the other side. So somehow she traveled 5 hours. I think she said that her friend drove her 5 hours to the VMA after party, and Jay-Z and Diddy did something to her back in 1998. Now she wants all this money. First of all, what the hell is a 13-year-old doing at a VMA's after party? You mean to tell me that they just let your 13-year-old ass roam in there, roam through, and somehow you met Jay-Z and Diddy? Come on now. But the ambulance chaser that he's referring is Tony Busby, which I actually did a video of Jay-Z dissing Tony Busby. I actually did several of them a couple years ago. Tony Busby is this lawyer who, I think it was an NFL player. I can't remember who it was, but basically, like, he takes on these cases, and this particular NFL player, he ended up getting like 5 women, I think, to all say that this NFL player, the allegations on him from 5 different women. And he settled out of court, he made money. So they basically just looking for a cash grab. So all Jay is saying is, if these allegations were still on my name and my grandmother would have passed away, I don't have to explain to y'all what hunted them means.
But 911 is a joke. Public enemy #1, I've been ranked. The Roc.
911 is a joke is a Public Enemy song. He's saying Public Enemy, I've been ranked, meaning he's now Public Enemy #1, I've been ranked. Everybody's taking shots at him. I want y'all to remember something. Everything that he's saying in this freestyle is in response to people talking shit about him. There's a few that he is initiating, but all of this is people that's talking about Jay, okay? Nicki, Drake, everybody, Dame. This is all response. So it's crazy in the last video, people is hating on Jay for what he's saying, but it's like all he's doing is responding to people coming at him. I don't get it.
It's not crumbling. The leprechauns have magically run out of pranks. Your son on a federal jail line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. You know how dumb that is?
So he's talking about Tory Lanez here, because Tory Lanez has a phone call where he was talking about how he had so much to drink and all this, that, and the third. And I think he took shots at Roc Nation. Well, Megan was signed to Roc Nation, and you know the whole Tory Megan situation. So I believe that's where all that stemmed from. So he gave a lot of bars to Tory Lanez, if you ask me. That was a little bit too many bars. But let's continue here.
Another one fumbled his, wonder how I get the blame. Niggas' teeth is tumbling out their mouth, and somehow I'm the one who done it. It's a murder mystery game.
Y'all already know that's about Dame Dash. I don't think I have to explain that that's about Dame Dash. Dame Dash. Dame Dash. Let's continue.
You had to catch Kyle and dunk it. Was you who pumped his? I'm the one who strummed the pain. That hill you can die on. There's way too much flack that comes from those planes. I'm killing them softly. What's understood don't need to be explained.
I'm the one who strummed the pain is a lyric from the song Killing Them Softly. That hill you can die on. Lauryn Hill is who sung the song, not the original singer, but who sung the song, the Fugees version of Killing Them Softly, which is what he just reference. So this is just little entendre bar work. Everything doesn't have to be this super duper deep thought provoking thing. It's like, oh wow, he's, you know, y'all niggas be wanting niggas to rap about pyramids and shit.
You want it one way, it's the other. I still on you suckers, I'm mauling you niggas, gang.
I had to pause it right here because he's referencing the greatest show ever made, The Wire. I don't care. I've seen Sopranos. I've seen Breaking Bad. These are all great shows. Nothing is touching The Wire. In The Wire, the main drug dealer who ends up winning it and at the end, because he lost it all but won by keeping his life, is Marlo Stanfield. And there's an episode where Marlo Stanfield, he lost a poker game to some old heads. And so he leaves the poker spot. He goes into the store and he buys something from the store. There's a security guard looking at him the whole time. And while the lady at the cash register is counting money, he takes 2 lollipops and stuffs them in his pocket. Marlo Stanfield always liked lollipops. So he takes 2 lollipops, stuffs it in his pocket, looks the officer dead in the eye. Reason being, I think, and there's a whole video breaking down that scene, which is one of the greatest scenes on The Wire, because he basically did that to initiate a confrontation with the security guard. The security guard chases him, doesn't really chase him out the store. He walks out the store behind him like, I know who you are, but I'm just letting you know I'm a man too. Like, you think I want to be here doing this shit? And the security guard gets in his face, and it ultimately costs the security guard his life. So I still own you suckers is a lollipop reference. You want it one way, but it's the other. That's what Marlo said to the security guard. As the security guard was saying to him how, you know, I don't love coming out here and doing this job every day, but at least just treat me like a human. And Marlo said to him, you want it to be one way, but it's the other way. Y'all got to watch the scene, man. The Wire is a great show. We actually got some more Wire references coming up.
Ain't much for me, it's know how. Cancel the brunches, I remember the hunger pains. The price of the bricks going up. It's going to cost you a beat to even say my name.
So the B part could be billionaire. It could be Beyonce. It could be whatever. Towards the end of the show, The Wire, Marlo, so there's a co-op of all the drug dealers and all the hustlers in Baltimore where they actually work together to purchase the product. Marlo dismantles the co-op, and he says he goes to a meeting after he got rid of Prop Joe, who was the head of the co-op. He gets rid of Prop Joe, and then he shows up at the meeting. He's like, I'm the one that's responsible. So with that being said, I'm going to take it upon myself to conduct this meeting. And from now on, y'all go through this person or this person. So Method Man ends up taking control of the East Side. And this shit was dope. But he says, Until we deal with this shit with Omar, I think we should suspend these little meetings. Matter of fact, I ain't one for meetings no how. Blase, blase, blah. By the way, the price of the bricks going up. This is all a reference from The Wire.
You ever heard of a wonderkin? My children is some of them. Have you niggas no shame?
A wonderkin is German for wonder child. Okay, the kind in child is like kind in kindergarten. Kindergarten literally means garden of children. So Jay's referencing his children. He's talking to Kanye now, who has called his children the R word. I can't say it on here because YouTube would knock down my damn dough. Okay, but he's just saying my children are wonderful children. Have you no shame? Like, what's up with y'all?
Y'all trying to get under skin? I really get under skin. Ask unharmed player.
Lance on Riviera was stabbed by Jay-Z in 1999, if I'm not mistaken.
Y'all thugs with y'all thugs again. Everybody think they're the ones insane. You're no maniac. Watch y'all saniac in my presence, nigga, shrink.
I really wish the crowd gave more of a response to this, even in real time when I heard it. I understood it perfectly. Because I actually have a bar similar to that where I use shrink and I reference it with Anyway, he's talking about what I've been saying about Kanye all this time. I think Kanye maybe does have some mental issues, but I think he knows what he's doing for the most part. And he knows when to turn that shit off. You see what I'm saying? He knows when to turn that shit off because watch how Sandy he act in my presence. Nigga, shrink, belittle yourself, /shrink, almost derogatory term for a therapist.
I need a new therapist. This shit is not working. I'm truly on the brink. Y'all better not encourage him. Y'all don't want me to think these thoughts that I think. That nut ass nigga still stuttering. That chatty patty down on his luck again. Quest introducing me to Jaguar. I don't know why I still fuck with him.
Jaguar Wright is a singer, artist who collaborated with Jay-Z. She sang with Jay. But then eventually later on, she started like just going around just exposing all the celebrity secrets in the music industry and all that. But on some wild shit, like just saying all types of wild shit. So Jay is playfully telling Questlove, and this is at the Roots picnic. This is the Roots picnic that he's performing at. That's the Roots band behind him. That's Questlove on the drums. So yeah.
You was wondering why I do the freestyle rehearsal. That lady back on the stuff, she sound like she in love with her. Her kid can't even take their kids. Enough of them.
He's talking about Nicki Minaj. That lady sound like she back on that stuff again. Her kin can't even take their kids. Enough of them. So I believe that part of that is him mocking Nicki Minaj for like running out of breath on stage. And there's clips of her where she's stuttering over her words and running out of breath on stage. Probably was too drunk, whatever the case may be. I've done it myself. Shit, I ain't one to talk. It just comes along with performing. But then he also says her kin can't even. So Nicki Minaj is a Barbie and Ken. Also, her husband's name is Kenneth Perry. Also, Ken, K-I-N, could refer to her brother. So both her brother and her husband, who I think is now her ex-husband, have child convictions. They actually both was convicted. Y'all can look this up.
I can't be my eye. I got MAGA Republicans. Them shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them. I'm governed by God. You try to break the government. I brain for 40.
A rapper can't be my op. I got MAGA Republicans. Like, the Trump in them is trying to be my op. Them shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them. I'm governed by God. You tried to break the covenant.
Days, my neck get flooded again. Wrist get flooded again. My net worth went up again. My next update, the jig is up.
That's a reference to a Drake bar on Janus STFU, where he says the jig is up. And his name is Jigga, so.
I'm up 10, wrong chart, champ. You gotta look up again. Niggas look up to Hove, I never looked up to them.
So he's saying, nigga, I'm up 10, meaning like his money is 10 times what Drake got. And wrong chart, champ. You got to look up again. Because Drake recently, I think, overtook Jay-Z as having the most #1 albums released ever. Or at least as a hip-hop artist, if I'm not mistaken, the most #1 album releases with his latest album release. Wrong chart, champ. Look at that money chart. Nigga, I'm up 10. Niggas look up to Hove on the charts. I never looked up to them. The bars is dead, man.
Crackers got your publishing gangster, go talk tough to them. Don't talk success to me, you niggas is workers. In perpetuity's how your contract is worded. Don't make me go man.
And that is a reference to Drake's ongoing dispute. Well, I don't even think it's ongoing anymore. Drake's dispute with UMG, who is the label that he was signed to and Kendrick was signed to. And when Drake and Kendrick had their beef, Drake alleges that the label did a whole lot to help Kendrick's song, Not Like Us, and just the whole beef in general, did a lot to push Kendrick out there even further. And I'm just explaining all of this for the full context of everything. Y'all can look this stuff up yourself. But yeah, so he alleged that UMG went against him and helped Kendrick out, which he knows is the truth because that's what they did for him before. And so to fulfill his UMG obligation, he had to drop 3 albums, which is why he dropped 3 albums on the same day. So his obligation is done with UMG, and he can go on about his business. So Jay is saying them C words got your publishing gangster. Go talk tough to them. Don't talk tough to me. Don't talk success to me. You niggas is workers. In perpetuity is how your contract is worded. In perpetuity is something that we put in contracts. I don't really put in perpetuities in my contracts, but I'm not on that level yet. Maybe I need to get on that level so I can start owning nigga shit in perpetuity. Meaning, in perpetuity throughout the universe. Any instance of whatever this is that you do, I'm going to have ownership over it, okay? In perpetuity is the contract that Dave Chappelle signed with Comedy Central, that they own his shit and he don't own it, which is the reason why he asked people to boycott watching the Chappelle show. And I think Netflix actually took it off because they getting that Dave Chappelle money. They don't want to mess that up.
The roots remember, even when the trees pretend, not too much of my name. Don't forget who I am. Hattie loves her Shawnees, S-H-A-W-N. I find it adorable she put the S at the end. You don't know, the show ain't even begin. I said, you don't know, the show ain't even begin.
So I'm gonna leave that right there. So here's the thing. Again, a lot of people on the original video, my thing is this: if you don't like Jay-Z, that's fine. But just the irrational kind of thought process behind a lot of people, I really hate to make it a generational thing. I really hate to make it an age thing, but I can tell who's under 30 by what y'all are saying, by how y'all are talking, because a lot of y'all didn't grow up with like real hip hop. Even if you don't consider Jay-Z real hip hop, you still have an understanding of where he's at, right? This is not, Jay-Z's been hated on for decades now. Like, this isn't nothing new. But at least back in the day, in my era, the people that didn't like Jay or hated on Jay or just even disagreed, even just wasn't a Jay fan, they still understood hip hop and understood the impact that he had and what he did. You know what I'm saying? They were just more of a Nas fan, more of a Tupac fan, or a DMX fan, whoever. Hey, yo, bitch. Whoever you was a fan of. Ow! But nowadays, it's people with nothing but allegations, rumors, and social media speculations that is based off of nothing, just because it's a black man and he's successful. Oh, he was hanging with Diddy too. You mean to tell me every single person that hung with Diddy did what Diddy did? I didn't. Was Jay-Z in that video stomping Cassie out? Was Jay-Z in that video with Daphne Joy, 50 Cent baby mother, and the other dude with Diddy? Okay, so what are we talking about here? So you have a lot of people that, were saying that, he wasn't saying anything and this wasn't good. But this is what Jay-Z has done for years in his concerts and stuff. He'll do these just freestyles, acapella, no beat. It's a freestyle. It's free from being bonded to a specific flow or rhyme pattern. It's just off the cuff. It's acapella, and it doesn't have to be a certain time frame or nothing. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. So that's just part of the style, man. That's hip hop for you. Now, you might think to yourself, Crank, that's a bunch of bullshit. Hey, if that's what you think, let me know in the comment section. And also, let me know if you want me to do any more breaking down what these verses mean. Let me know which song you want me to break down. How about that? All right, y'all. Peace.